Well, it's a beautiful spring day and we're here in Altoona, Pennsylvania. But why? Let me start off with, first of all, this is not a railfanning series, but we are in Altoona, Pennsylvania, and it's a railroad town. Now, there are a lot of attractions in the area that have nothing to do with railroading, but those are stories for a later episode. Let's take a look at the shops over in Juniata. Locomotive works. During their heyday, they're doing over 6,700 locomotives for the Pennsylvania Railroad. Currently today, it's a locomotive service facility and testing facility here for Norfolk Southern. Okay, we're at the Old Master Mechanics building on 9th Ave, home of the Railroaders Memorial Museum. Like a lot of railroad museums, this focuses primarily on the stories of the people and the communities that worked for and developed on and along the railroad. Focusing again primarily on the human side of the railroad industry. rear of the building is the yard area, the static display of some of the rolling stock and locomotives from the Pennsylvania Railroad days, including this GG1. You can hear the noise in the background there. It's because among the locomotives that were built here in Altoona was K4S number 1361, named the Spirit of Altoona and the state locomotive of Pennsylvania. Sat for 28 years after its retirement at a static display at the Horseshoe Curve. In 1987 it was brought back to Altoona, restored to a running condition, and carried excursions for just around a year till it suffered a catastrophic axle failure. Went off to Steamtown in Scranton, PA for a complete rebuild, which was never completed, and was brought back here to Altoona basically in parts and pieces. It now sits here in the quarter roundhouse at the Railroaders Museum and is currently undergoing a complete restoration to meet federal guidelines and put it back to excursion service and act as an ambassador for the railroad in Pennsylvania. Nice spot here for train spotting, rail fanning. We are straight across the street from the transportation center and the Amtrak and Greyhound tickets. Between the tankers here we can see the station platform. Walking behind the yard here at the Railroaders Museum. And we can see the access spur ahead there for the turntable here at the museum. South Street crossover is closed. I really thought we'd get up there and get a view down the main line, but looking like this may not be a viable location any longer, or at least right now. I'll have to look into that and see why exactly it is closed, just out of curiosity. Okay, so we are at the 24th and a half Street Bridge here. We're looking east into Altoona, and we can see the traffic down there on the 17th Street Bridge crossing. Just give you some idea where we're at. Not a lot of traffic on the railroad right now, but we'll hang out for a few minutes and see if we see something. Give you a look around the area here. We'll be westbound, heading up the incline toward the Horseshoe Curve. Probably a little over a mile down there would be Brickyard Crossing. We'll see that. Or depending how I put this together, you've already seen that. Alright, we're going to kind of turn this thing off for the time being, and we'll see if we find some traffic coming through on the railroad. Alright, well, we're here at Brickyard Crossing outside of Altoona. We're going to get ready to try and catch the Amtrak Pennsylvanian on its westbound route out of Altoona here in a few minutes. This is the view here, looking east. We should see it coming around this curve and heading out off into the rest of the run to Pittsburgh. And the Pennsylvanian continues its climb up to the Horseshoe Curve and the rest of the route to Pittsburgh. And I'm out of here. Catch you at the next stop. Well, we're currently on 40th Street, heading up into the mountains, passing the reservoirs here at Lake Altoona. Some of you probably have already been here and can recognize what we're heading for, but I mean, what railfanning excursion to Altoona would be complete without a stop at the world famous Horseshoe Curve? I'll just call it the Horseshoe Curve. How's that? I'm not quite sure when they hung the world famous on it, but that's what the signs say on the way up here. This is managed by the Railroaders Museum. It's a National Historic Site, and you can get a pay one price package admissions for both the museum and Horseshoe Curve. Unfortunately, when we were there, since we're here in the middle of the week and it's still early in the season, the Railroaders Museum was closed to the public today. It looked like they did have an affair going on, but it was not open to the public to tour the displays. That's one reason we didn't go in. But and I'm not sure at this point if the Curve operates under the same schedule or if it's would be available. If it's not open, though, even if it is open at this point in time, I'm not going to climb the stairs, and I don't know if the funicular is back in place. But we're going to show you what we can from the bottom and what the park at the bottom looks like, at least. We'll save the Curve at the top for your own adventure. And I mean, there's not enough video out there, but just in case. So we'll finish the ride here, coming up on the last lake, and you can actually see the Curve there. I don't know if you can pick it up on the camera, but you can see the Curve heading, where the tunnel on the road here goes underneath the Horseshoe Curve. But we'll get some video from the ground here. I'm going to go out on a limb and say, since gates closed, they're not open today. So we'll do like everybody else seems to have done here. We'll pull around and just bang a U-turn and pull over here and get some video. Here you can see the steps I was talking about, heading up to the top. A gift shop and a little historical reminiscing here, kind of a mini museum. But as you can see, currently closed. And finally, there's the funicular track heading up to the top. Okay, so we're heading out of Altoona. We're southbound on PA Route 36. We're going to run down here about 8 miles to the south to the borough of Hollidaysburg for one more stop on our railfan excursion. As you may notice by the weather, this is a different day. We did come back to get this afternoon here, this particular stop, and we're going to the Everett Railroad. Everett is a class 3 line that services some industrial clients, has an interchange with Norfolk Southern, and offers a couple or 3 transload sites for businesses that don't have direct rail service in the area. I believe, according to the website, it's about they run about 27 miles of trackage. And there'll be a link to their site in the description here of the video. Speaking of descriptions and video, if you haven't already, like and subscribe. Help support the efforts here. We've got quite a list of places we want to go here coming up. Bring you some why you should go. And if you have any ideas, please leave them in the comments, and if they aren't already on the list, maybe they'll get added to the list. Primarily we're looking Pennsylvania, Western Maryland, Northern Virginia, Western Ohio, Southern New York. Day trips from basically the Pennsylvania area. So if you've got any ideas, even if they're out of that area, throw them out there. If they're a good one, you never know. So we're going to finish the run in here, and we'll get back with you once we get to the Everett terminal here in Hollidaysburg. And up ahead you can see what we came out for. Because along with the regular freight operations, select summer days, Everett Railroad runs excursion trains. And they're running today behind Everett number 11.
Well, I got
Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode. We've got lots more to come for you. So make sure you like, subscribe, share it. Tell all your friends about us. You know, drag a big sign behind an airplane or something. But just help us come up with some ideas. Hit the comments. We do read all our comments. And like I said, your idea just may end up on our to-do list. So until the next time, have a great day.